Well, hello students. Today we're going to begin talking about Chapter 1. We're going to be learning all about integers. So first of all, if you've got your textbook open and downloaded, notice that we're talking about heart rate. You often reach your maximum heart rate when you exercise. You can evaluate the formula 220 minus A, where A represents a person's age in years, to find your maximum heart rate. So this is why integers are important to understand. How about you stop and calculate your heart rate? What should your maximum heart rate be? So let's use that formula. 220 minus A. So A represents your age. So let's subtract your age from 220. Why don't you pause just a moment and calculate your heart rate to see where you are. Okay, very good. Let's get on with our lesson. So now that's the highest your heart rate should ever get when you're exercising, or it's too hard on your heart. Moving on to our step 2, when we're getting ready to start a new chapter. We're going to preview. First of all, we want to understand what it is we already know, and then we're going to look a little bit about what we're going to be learning in this chapter. So let's start with what we know. You know how to add whole numbers. For example, 3 plus 8 equals 11. So now I want you to give it a try and work these 4 problems. So you're going to pause the video, you're going to work the 4 problems, and then compare with each other to see what kind of answer you got. Very good, you guys aced that, didn't you? So what are we going to be learning in Chapter 1? Well, in Lesson 1-2, we're going to learn how you can use algebra tiles to add integers. Do you know what an integer is? Well, an integer is all positive whole numbers and their opposites. So it'd be the negative numbers, 0, and the positive numbers. And here they're showing the boxes indicating how we can put algebra tiles. This represents negative 4. There's 4 of them here. And another negative 4 of them here. And we're subtracting them. So we've got a negative 8. So moving on, you know how to multiply whole numbers. For example, 6 times 7 is 42. So now you give it a try. Work these 4 problems and then compare with each other. How'd you do? You can check it with a calculator. Okay, in Lesson 1-3, we're going to learn that the product, you know what a product is? Look over here. What operation were you performing? There's a clue. It is a multiplication problem. The product of 2 integers with the same signs is positive. So we're going to practice that a little bit in Lesson 1-3. We're also going to practice the product of 2 integers with different signs is negative. So look at this problem. And I prefer that we don't use an X to represent times. Let's use the dot or parentheses. Now I know the book put an X, but let's try not to, because we're going to use X as a variable. So negative 13 times 7 equals, and they tell us it's negative 91. Why would it be negative? Are these signs the same or different? They are different. So our answer is going to be negative. The integers have different signs. The product is negative. Good job. You know how to divide whole numbers. For example, 100 divided by 10 is 10. So again, I want you to pause the video, work these 4 problems, compare your answers with each other, and check your answers with a calculator if necessary. Awesome job. In Lesson 1-3, we're going to be learning that the quotient, do we know what a quotient is? Let's look over here for some kind of clue. What operation do you think we're performing when we're talking about a quotient? You're right, we're dividing. The quotient of 2 integers with the same sign is positive. The quotient of 2 integers with different signs is negative. So let's look at this problem. Negative 21 divided by negative 3. Are these signs the same or different? They are the same, so our sign is going to be positive. That's why we have a positive 7. So the integers have the same sign, so the quotient is positive. Okay, this is a good job for today. I will be posting your assignment on my big campus, so you can, when you get finished with this, you can go work on your assignment.